PFT, are you lagging right now? You need some juice?
My body's lagging a little bit.
Dude,
You need some L-theanine?
Yeah, dude. No, I got stuff for you.
What do you have?
I could tell from the second I walked in here you were lagging.
I'm lagging. I mean,
I got you.
Billy's being paid.
I told Mad Dog, let's keep all this part of the show. This will be the start because Bully's about to join, and so is Arian. But told Mad Dog I'm at like 65%.
Wait, let me get you.
Post
Let
Nola?
me hook you up.
Way better than I was yesterday.
1 sec.
Way better than I was the day before.
I feel like that's actually a pretty good number.
65 is not bad.
For being in NOLA for 4 days?
Yeah. The trick was last night I ate a full pizza.
Is that a good?
Yeah,
Does that help?
it made my body just like focus on the task at hand, I think.
From where?
And let my mind
And absorb.
start to
Absorb some liquids, maybe?
That's a good question, Big P. It was from a place called Something 13. It was a place I found on Seamless that had like an abnormally high rating. And so then I looked at the other ratings for it, also high. So I got margarita pizza, then a margarita with jalapeno and roasted garlic.
Sounds.
Yeah. So I'm feeling much better today. The traveling takes a lot out of me. Soto 13. That's a sign.
Oh.
That's a sign. I'm drafting Juan Soto. Drafting Juan Soto tonight. I've got the first overall pick in my baseball
fantasy
draft.
baseball?
Yeah, the
I don't know
Seahead
how
Express.
I don't know how
I don't.
you just draft and then let it die.
Yeah, so what happens is, I guess I'll tell the story here. We can use this because I don't think I've ever told the full story on Part of My Take. But I've been trying to get into fantasy baseball for the last couple years, which is almost impossible to do because it requires so much work. And also, I don't really know that much about baseball. I follow it as a casual fan. But I've got a buddy who went to high school with a bunch of guys that were like obsessed with fantasy baseball. And I'm saying they had a league where it was like, you not only did you draft minor league players onto your team, because it was a keeper system, you could draft high school prospects that just got drafted.
That's sick.
You had a whole
team.
farm.
You had a whole farm system, and you kept your team year after year after year. These guys took it so seriously.
Shut up.
And they went to like a really, really smart high school, so this is what they wanted to do with their lives was
Like they wanted to be Moneyball.
get into Moneyball type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two of the guys that are in this league ended up becoming general managers of Major League Baseball. Two people from the same like 12-person league.
That you knew from high school?
I don't know. I met this guy in college. I played rugby with him in college, and it's
Got it.
his league that he's in. He did not become a general manager, but he's like the best manager in that fantasy baseball league. So it's like a big feather in his cap when he does win because he's beating actual general managers at fantasy baseball. So, yeah, the draft is tonight, 8 p.m. The Seamhead Express is coming back, and I've got the first overall pick. So I'm starting to think about that right now. I think I got to go Juan Soto, considering I had a great pizza from Soto 13 last night. So that's where I'm at right now. Coley, welcome to the show.
If you draft Ohtani, do you get him as a pitcher and a hitter, or just one?
That's above my pay grade. I'm gonna have to go to my consultant on this one. And so the guy that has won all these leagues, he is my draft consultant, meaning he just drafts the team for me. I tell him who's available, and then he tells me. This is like what he lives for. He loves doing this type of shit. So, yeah, I'll say this: if the Seamhead Express wins the entire league, I will donate. I'm trying to think what I should donate, because here's the unfortunate thing is the leagues that I play in, I just do it every year in a random league on ESPN. So it's just a bunch of people I don't know who all click the I don't have any friends button, and they're all playing together in a league with each other, competing against each other just for the love of the game. So I got to think of a good donation. How about this? How about if I win, if the Seamhead Express wins, I will get a Seamhead Express. I will get a baseball tattoo, like a baseball with a conductor's hat on it. And then I'll donate.
You're gonna say, what's the donation there?
I'll donate to
Hobos. Trains.
I'll donate to the Hobo Foundation.
Yeah, the Hobos.
Yeah, the Hobo Train
Who
Foundation.
Who ride trains.
Is there like a foundation set up to assist people who ride the rails in terms of like any sort of medical emergency or anything like that?
A lot of them. Well, the thing is, what I've heard is a lot of people who try to jump on trains. A lot of them end up losing their legs.
Yeah.
It's
like to buy prosthetic limbs for people who lose appendages trying to get a free ride on a train.
Actually, hobo culture fascinates me. I think it's going away.
I don't think they like to be called hobos though.
What's the word?
Boards.
No.
Scamps.
What's the word? Where they move around like
I think they're called
Nomads?
Megabobs.
nomadic people.
I think they're called because it's not the same. Like if you run into a homeless person on the street of New York, that's not a
hobo.
They're not in train life.
Yeah, they're not in the train game.
Yeah, I wanna donate to people that are about that train
about
life.
that train life.
Yeah.
Dude, hobos have like I remember reading a book about how hobos have their own language through etchings and markings that they put on the tracks or like different hobo villages. It's probably extinct, but like they had their whole own language about like this town. Like if you get off at like a train stop, I guess they had like markings only they could discern, and it was like bad town for hobos. Like you know, they had like strict police that like didn't like the hobo villages setting up under the bridge.
Okay, so I'm thinking that we got to do an entire episode on hobos and hobo culture because I'm looking it up. There's a national hobo convention. It's held on the second weekend of August since 1900 in the town of Britt, Iowa, organized by the local Chamber of Commerce. They crown a hobo king and queen at the convention.
Oh, hell yeah.
Many are skilled craftsmen. They're workers. They're just workers who travel to find work.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a hobo parade.
Okay, hobos, book it Monday.
Yo, all right. I was
Oh, no, wait,
I was
no,
gonna
wait.
ask about Skid Row.
So I don't think they're those
Are those hobos?
because they're too sedentary. They set up. I like my hobos moving.
All right, so
Free range.
Free range.
the reigning king and queen of the hobo convention. The king is Buzzman, and then the queen is Sully. Now, if you're asking who the goat hobo is, Scoop Shovel Scotty was elected king 7 times, and Long Looker Mike was elected queen 10 times. Mike is MIC. So
Michelle.
So then there were rules that were set up to avoid having the same individuals elected year after year. Kind of, it's like the FDR rule.
Yeah.
They were getting too powerful, so they had to break it up.
It's like
He's the
banning dunking in NCAA basketball.
It's the
'cause
Michael
Kareem was
Jordan.
too good.
He's the Michael Jordan of hobos.
And due to the COVID pandemic, they did cancel the convention in 2020. Safety first.
Smart.
Arian, welcome back. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was having technical difficulties. What's happening?
So
So we need to welcome back. Welcome you back. You missed the last episode.
I know that was a little bit of gaslighting I just did. We're just talking about hobos because I got my fantasy baseball draft tonight, which everybody's on pins and needles about. And my team is called the Seamhead Express. I've got my conductor hat on right now. It's the Washington Nationals branded conductor hat, which I didn't even know that they made until last week. But we're talking about what I will do if my team wins fantasy baseball this year. And I really don't care about fantasy baseball or really about most regular season baseball, so I check in on it like 3 times a year. I came in second place last year, so the guy that I have drafting for me does a really good job. If I win, I'm going to get a Seamhead tattoo, and I'm also going to make a donation to Billy suggested hobos who ride trains. So I'm trying to look up a good foundation for people that might have maybe lost a limb trying to jump on a train, or people that are transients that are going town to town looking for jobs. You know, old school riding the rails stuff. I want to give back to that community.
I feel like you have to make, fashion, and whittle your own bindles and hand those out at random train stops across America.
You know what?
You don't think that they've evolved with the times when it comes to how they take their stuff around? Because I do like the bindle stick. That's a good look. But
It's a great look,
I feel like they've got backpacks now.
I guess, but it can also double as a weapon, like a bindle can.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's like a shillelagh.
And what do they call the people that are security officials of the trains that kick them off? I think they're called bulls. I think that's the name.
Yeah.
Their job is to just like beat up people that try to get free rides. So we're anti those guys. We're pro riders.
Yeah, they're like pit bosses at a casino.
Yeah. I'm a rider. So if anybody has any suggestions, please let me know so I can go ahead and identify the right organizations.
I just have one question about the league. Are the 2 guys who are GMs still in it?
I don't know. I don't know much about their league, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble just in case they're not allowed to.
So that's not the league you're in. That
No,
was the
no, 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 no.
predecessor to the league.
Yes.
Got
yes.
it. I've already figured out who one of the GMs is.
Okay.
I'm working on
You're
the
working
other
on
one.
the other one. So yeah, I don't want to get them in trouble. I truthfully don't know if the league is still going to this day. I know that it was active in the last several years. But yeah, I mean that's got to be the best fantasy baseball league in the world, maybe in the history of the world.
I would say so.
But again, my guy he was not good enough to become a general manager. Maybe it
How
was
does
people's-
how does fantasy baseball work? Is like so many games. Like, what do you?
So that's what makes it such a pain in the ass is you have to wake up every day and reset your lineup to make sure that the guys that you have playing are playing in games on that day. So it's
Yeah,
really
bro.
more just about like the time commitment. So I don't do any of that. I don't adjust my lineup. I draft and then I'm a player's coach. I let the boys play.
Is that a huge time commitment? Because it's really just the pitching that you have to set on a daily basis, unless someone gets hurt. Like how many hours a day you're on Twitter? 8, 9?
Me? No, not that much anymore. But I know what you're saying. Like if you wake up in the morning and you just set aside like 5 to 10 minutes, you should be good to go. But then there's also, since you have so many players on your roster, people get hurt and you want to pick other people up. Another guy gets hurt on a different team and a backup gets elevated. Then you want to pick that guy up on your team. I think it's a lot more work than we might think it is. And again, I wouldn't know because I really didn't do any of like the day-to-day managing stuff last year. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for baseball. Big T just sent me the names. I can confirm nor deny those names.
Baseball season is starting.
Friday tomorrow.
Oh, word! We gotta hit a game.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to a game this weekend.
I mean, not this week. I'm talking
Yeah.
like as a crew.
Braves Mets in New York, May 2nd through the 4th.
That's my birthday.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Wait, Matt.
I don't care what baseball game.
When's
it
your
is.
birthday?
May 2nd.
Oh, mine's the 4th.
Oh my God. Okay.
Coley, I got a little bit of a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Before you got
Can't
on,
wait.
Billy was giving us a little
Can't
taste
wait.
about his gripes with you. I think they're legitimate. So
Coley,
Why? I already know one of them won't be, so let's hear it.
the Fox.
Yeah, I
Well,
wasn't
let's-
working then.
well,
but
let's
that
set-
wasn't on me.
Okay, okay.
let's set this up. Let's
Okay,
set this up.
then my gripes are
Billy is upset because he thinks that Coley is rationing Billy's blogs and not publishing Billy's blogs, and so
Censoring.
there's censorship. There's a log jam.
Do we need to get Elon Musk to buy a stake in the blog?
I would love that.
No.
That would actually be very,
No, I just
very good for my pen stock.
I wrote a blog about a fox who's attacking Democratic lawmakers on Capitol Hill, and I was talking about how most of the news directed towards Fox News is very right and far right and maybe radicalizing the foxes, and how we need to get more left wing news for foxes besides Fox News because they're not doing well for the foxes' psyches, causing them to attack Democrats and invade the Capitol. Multiple foxes.
Your concern is for the fox.
For the fox, they're
So-
getting radicalized.
Yeah, I think that it's more about the news that's being distributed to us. Like Fox News
Mm-hmm.
is, from what you're telling me, from what
It's for foxes.
all the news that I've heard regarding foxes recently has been right leaning.
Yes.
So I think just people need to get more Fox News that appeals to the left. So it's like
Right.
maybe some PETA press releases where they're talking about how foxes are actually the most intelligent animals. Let's stop killing them for their fur. I think we need to do fair and balanced Fox News.
But also, when foxes look for news, they look at all the programs, CNN, MSNBC, and then they see Fox News, and they're like, "Oh, what's news for me, a fox?" And they see Fox News, and they just been consuming Tucker Carlson all day. So that's really the problem.
So Coley, yeah, it sounds like Billy's got a pretty airtight case against you here. I'd love to hear your side.
I
of
just
this.
do you care about the radicalization of foxes to be right wing extremists?
Yeah, I'm pushing for that. This blog was submitted at 8:40 p.m. My shift ends at 5 p.m. So, I had nothing to do with it going up or not.
All right,
So Billy apologizes for working harder than you, Coley.
right.
Mm-hmm.
People
No
think
one
I just
questions that.
people think I leave the office and I just go do weird stuff with my night. No, I sit and I blog.
No, I do totally normal stuff like write blogs about foxes being too radicalized by Tucker Carlson.
Now, let me tell you about the wolves listening to Wolf Blitzer. Total libs. Total libs. When wolves look for news, they end up,
Why Arian can beat their asses.
yeah, because they're libs.
Hey, yo, I'm lost, man. Hang on.
So
What's the other gripe?
yeah, so Billy said that there were like lots and lots of blogs that you were holding in.
What about the video of the tennis kids slapping each other and then me saying that Will Smith is terrible example?
you
for
not
children?
only were 2 hours late to the video, you also stole the entire headline from one that was already published on our own
What?
website.
I'm
No
taking
way.
Coley's side in this one. Seems like Coley wins round 2.
Did you not see that blog? It was tweeted by the main account 4 times.
Yeah, because Hubs
Dude,
wrote it.
I do a lot of okay. That
I
one
didn't say
that
that.
one was another one.
Billy also went like, I love, I can love, I don't always love, I can love Billy's tenacity. When the Will Smith slap happened, it was already blocked 3 times, and then I look in the back end and he was starting up his own. It's like, we've got this one, Bill. I appreciate the tenacity. This one's covered.
Hey, if I'm checking, that means I'm not blogging. Someone might beat me to it. So
Yeah, it typically will happen.
Yo, I'm out the loop on it. Coley, you like the blog gatekeeper of Barstool?
I'm the editor-in-chief, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Arian, do you want to blog?
He had
Okay.
to spice up blog gatekeeper.
wait, Coley. Okay, what about Kim Jong-un dropping a new missile like in a mixtape?
I don't know what the question is. I think it's bad. That's my
Dude, Kim Jong-un dropped like the hardest missile mixtape ever. It was like him and his generals like vibing out to like music with a missile in the background. It was the
Sounds like
funniest
you're
thing
pretty
ever.
pro North Korea.
I'm
here.
not, but it's hilarious to see Kim Jong-un, who's a literal joke, like trying to act hard as fuck with his generals in front of this gigantic missile, which is just like compensating for so much.
Man, I mean, he's not acting hard. He's like a literal dictator. Like
he's living hard.
He's pretty rough, man. Like, what do you mean?
But you guys see this video. It's like literally
He's killing relatives. He's doing everything.
it's he about that shit actually, man. Like,
Okay, what about the one where there's a hilarious video of these dudes who are fighting dogs, and then
what I'm
instant-
hearing is you need to step your blogging game up. Is what I'm hearing.
But these are hilarious stories. There's a karmic
You
justice.
didn't hear a word I said.
Yeah.
Arian, do you want to blog?
Is that you just type an article?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
You
Essentially.
can do whatever.
A longer
you
tweet.
like.
Just like a longer tweet.
And I just go to Coley and I submit it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he'll get it up
Yeah,
immediately.
right. Yeah, right one. Yeah, right one. Yeah.
Love
I
that.
got some shit to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect for people with shit to say.
Yeah, I got some shit to say, man.
Billy's also like, because I do read these. Like I genuinely do. I care. And Billy's never reread, and he never will reread his own writing. He just smashes submit, and there it is in all
I
of its
know.
glory.
I
I
know.
can't edit. I did so much editing in school. I just can't.
You
anymore.
got to edit it out.
Yeah.
You got burnt out on
You gotta understand, I'm academically burnt to shit. My brain is not the same that it was when I was 18.
No, we feel
And it's
feel the
become my problem somehow.
Yes.
That's
I was talking to Big T about this earlier. If there's anybody who's ever had to donate their brain to science, it has to be you. Billy.
Me?
Yes, you.
I think PFT should get his brain.
No, you're like, there's some days where it's just like money, and then there's other days where it's just like Billy doesn't even think. He
I've
just
seen your
writes.
brain work so well, and then I've also seen it do the precise inverse.
That's what's
That's
so
called
beautiful
range,
about
bro.
it.
Exactly, which is why we need it looked at.
Yeah.
it's the Homer Simpson crayon episode. Like it's some days it's hitting, some days he sneezes and it slides down a little bit. Like it teeters.
Hey, man.
There's so many Simpsons episodes. Like you can just drop
Mm-hmm.
PFT knew what I was saying.
the crayon.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I knew that one. Hey, Cole, you like this shirt? I just got this one for the Masters. Lee Carvalho's putting challenge.
Has the Masters started?
Now it's scoring pencil.
Wait, has
Someone
Thursday.
someone
Thursday.
made that game.
Oh, you can actually play Lee Carvalho's putting challenge?
I don't know if you can play it. I know you can buy it. I don't know if it actually plays, but they made like the Nintendo. They should make it. I would for sure play it.
Wait a second.
Masters starts tomorrow.
So
Or
I
today
had-
if you're listening to this podcast.
I have till tonight to submit the bet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you better hurry up and do that, though.
Yeah.
So, Billy, this is an example of Billy's brain working at, like, firing on all cylinders. Like, some days Billy wakes up and he takes the Limitless drug, and some days Billy wakes up and just snorts airplane glue. And so this was the Limitless drug, Billy, where
There's no in between.
no.
Look, man,
He created a system of needlessly complicated bets throughout the NCAA tournament that was guaranteed in his mind to turn a profit. We all had our doubts. We staked Billy with $2,000 to bet on it, which he did, and we ended up winning a total of $50 over the course of the tournament, betting on almost every game and in all these weird, fucked up ways. It's actually remarkable that he turned a profit on it, considering his explanation of what he was looking to put together. So we're having him take that money and then put it on Max to make the cut. Is that right, Billy?
Yes.
Okay, Max Homo to make the cut at the Masters. So it starts tomorrow, today if you're listening. So, yes, Billy, you have a limited amount of time to get those bets in.
That's also, since we're talking about Billy's blogging, that's when I appreciate Bill, when he just has some like weird idea, not like him reacting to something that he sees out in the world. That's
Right.
usually not as good.
But
When his brain is just free range, just out there doing whatever the fuck, that's when I'm like, yeah, this grammatically needs to be cleaned up, but I love what I'm reading here. When he's just like, hey, check out this guy getting shot in the head from point blank range, I'm like, maybe we don't need this
Okay,
one.
no, it wasn't him getting shot. It was him getting caught and spinning around as like a helicopter.
I don't know that made your point better.
But it's hilarious. It was karma.
There's a lot of hilarious things that happen that we simply cannot publish. That's
Okay.
that's just how it is. I don't know.
Just if you see me not putting out enough blogs, it's because I'm
You're
too
blogging.
deep in the web.
I'm putting out blogs because you're blogging. I got you, dog.
isn't that a good problem to have, though, Coley? Wouldn't you rather have somebody that's upset at you for blogging too much and you limiting his free speech, as opposed to somebody that just doesn't blog at all?
For
No.
sure. Yeah, Bill is what I've categorized as a good problem.
No, Coley, I really appreciate what you do, and more I use this time to bring up the funny blogs that can't be seen by the world, like the Radical Right Fox.
Again, I wasn't the gatekeeper to that one.
No
You
worries.
bombs with someone else there. I went 2-0.
So Max Homa almost hit a hole in one.
I know, that's why I freaked out. I thought I didn't put it in time.
No, but this is no. Yeah. So he's playing the par 3 course, or I don't know what happened, like a practice round. I don't know if it's a par 3 tournament or whatever it is.
So I don't have to.
On
so
Wednesday.
I'm not late, right?
You're not late
Okay,
yet.
Thank God.
You're not late yet, but you're almost late. So
So I have to deposit.
What is the odds? I don't know shit about odds. What are the odds Tiger makes the cut? Like,
we can
Hang-
probably look that
Hang
up.
on, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, it's probably not great. I was reading something about him and
I'm gonna
about
bet on that. He's the only reason why I watch golf.
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people feel the same way. Like tournaments when Tiger's involved, there's nothing like it.
I bet him
Oh, yeah, no
I bet him
question.
at plus 5,000 to win. I'm looking to make the cut.
I read something about him the other day that was saying that the test is going to be having to like walk that far of a distance over the course of 2 to 4 days, and that's going to be tough on his ankle.
I don't see make the cut, but top 40 finish is about just making the cut, right?
No,
I don't know. How
There's
many-
92 players.
So it's half.
Oh.
then,
Well,
right?
man, it's not a set number. It's just if you make the cut or not.
No, but the cut is dependent on how people are playing. So
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah, I think half the
I thought
field
it was-
makes a cut.
But I thought You're right. You're right.
A top 40 finish, he's minus 240.
So what does that mean in
So,
terms of, like, say I bet
if-
$100? What am I getting back if you make the cut?
If you bet $240, you'd win 100. So if you bet 100, you'd make like
Ah.
40.
I'm straight. I'm not doing that.
I know there's like a great debate about like the greatest athlete of all time, but I think what Arian just said kind of makes me really feel like Tiger's the greatest, because I don't think there's anybody who ever in sports who's made people watch a sport like Tiger has with golf. Like people watch basketball, even if Jordan and LeBron didn't play, but like, I mean, nobody watched golf before Tiger Woods, really.
That's
Globally, globally,
black people
were
for
not-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, globally, people were not
Facts.
watching basketball before Jordan. And
Yeah, I was gonna make that
Okay.
argument. I was gonna make the argument.
Yeah.
Jordan globalized the game. That's why, to me, like when you talk about the greatest like cultural impact ever, I would say Jordan, because globally he did something for the sport that I haven't seen in my lifetime for another sport. But Tiger did something very similar to golf in general. He opened the window for other people than white people to play golf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least it looked like it anyways. Of course they play, but like it's just I didn't grow up watching no golf.
Yeah.
Tiger made me watch golf. And it was fun too. Like it was fun to watch.
Yeah,
And he's so dominant.
he made it exciting. Like I would tune in occasionally when I was a kid to watch some of the majors, and really just on Sunday at some of the major tournaments. But then I remember when Tiger came out and played Augusta, he was just like so electric to watch that he made me want to watch golf. He made me want to go pick up a golf club and go to the driving range for a little bit. So yeah, he's fun to watch. I really hope that he does make the cut. I'm skeptical.
He just has. I'm definitely skeptical, but he just has that it factor where it's like you'll see him like his early clips where it's like people just hundreds of people on the golf course just following him to every hole. Like that's just not a lot of people have that prowess, even though you win a lot of tournaments. Like he just got that it, like something about him.
My favorite people that would watch Tiger on the course would be the like 43-year-old guys wearing their tucked in polo shirts and khaki shorts with a belt and the external cell phone holster on it. And Tiger would hit a shot that went like barely into the rough. And then you'd see this just parade of grown men sprinting towards the ball, trying to get close. Like the slowest. I would love to see a combine with those guys, just see who can get closest to Tiger's ball first. Just these dudes like running over each other in the most uncoordinated fashion possible, trying to get close to it. Everybody loves Tiger. I don't think Tiger really had that many haters. I don't think that there was like, he wasn't really a love him or hate him guy. He was
not until the incident.
Yeah, his haters consisted mostly of people that lived in the same house as him. Like, there was always like the rivalries coming up where it was, Bill Mickelson, or for a while David Duval was going to be the guy, or Sergio Garcia. There were a lot of people that VJ Singh. There were a lot of people saying that people were gonna there was gonna be a rivalry, but nobody really took the side of the players that were playing against Tiger. It was just that we hope that this person can be good enough to make Tiger play better and continue to be great.
His rivalries were the courses. Like there was a video game mode where you could Tiger proof the course, and it was like a cannonball is going to get shot at you. Like it was like
that's the thing. Like, that's unique, right? There was NBA 2K, there was Madden or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like Tiger Woods golf that's the name of the game. Like he was the face of the sport. That's insane, dog. This is kind of related but unrelated. We should like lobby to like either kick out or kill the guy on every course that screams "get in the hole" after the shot. It's so fucking annoying, dog.
But that's where the ball's supposed to go, Arian. You understand,
bro? Kick that dude, or kick him out. Either one. It's like fuck that guy. Every course, every shot. It's annoying.
I do that when I'm playing pool.
You say get in the hole?
Yeah. I'm like literally like I don't know, when it gets late and like playing pool late night and just like a couple few, I'm just like I get aggro.
I saw this question yesterday. I wish I could give credit, but I can't remember who said it. Who do you think has more fans, Tiger Woods or every team, at least in American sports, that has Tigers as a mascot? So Detroit, Auburn, LSU, who else?
Clemson.
Tigers? Clemson.
I think you'd really have to distinguish like what a Tiger Woods fan is. Like the foreplay guys are Tiger Woods fans. They follow his every shot, no matter what he's doing. They know like every practice round, whatever. Then there's people who are like, I don't watch golf, but I will turn on the Masters on the weekend because Tiger's it. Like, I don't consider those people Tiger Woods fans.
All right. Well, I think we have to be pretty fucking strict. Like, you have to watch 162 Detroit Tigers games. Like, what's?
I think the rule should be: do you own a piece of merchandise?
Okay.
Any piece
That's
of merchandise.
fair, yeah.
And it could be a hat. It could be a video game. I'm going to count that like as a Tiger Woods fan if you own the video game.
Okay.
And then likewise
you're
when it comes to the other teams.
I don't know, man. Unless you're outright like, I hate Tiger Woods. I don't fuck with Tiger. You're a Tiger Woods fan. If you like golf, then you're a Tiger Woods fan.
It's
Like that, yeah, because he like, I don't know. He's one of those athletes, those rare athletes that kind of transcend the sport. So unless you're outright like, I don't fuck with Tiger, if you like golf, you're a Tiger Woods fan.
Yeah. The Venn diagram is a circle of golf fans and Tiger Woods fans. Like everyone.
I thought you were explaining. I thought you were explaining the shape of a Venn diagram, and I was just like,
yeah, no, but like that's.
no, I got you. I understand what you're saying. That's my fault.
No worries.
Yeah, I think it's just because what he's done has been so uncomparable to like pretty much mostly every other golfer that's ever played.
I'm gonna be honest. When he got into his stuff, that was like for me as like I don't know how old I was, but it was the first example of like, yo, this guy's got multiple.
We were like 10.
I know. It was like you can have multiple polyamory that was my first introduction to polyamory as a 10-year-old. I was like, what?
He was grooming you, Billy. Yeah, that was a wild year or so for Tiger Woods. Like all the text messages that came out.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Tiger Woods broke a long-standing record of consecutive days being on the cover of the New York Post. And the record he broke was, of course, 9/11. That's what his cheating scandal knocked off the top of the mountain.
I will never understand people's obsession with like the shit people do in sports, like off the field. Like I never understood it. I could not care less who Tiger's fucking. I could not care less who anybody's doing anything. Even if somebody get arrested, I really don't care. I just don't care about that shit.
I tend to agree with that unless there's somebody that is very public about, something that's completely the opposite. If they're very public and they're saying like, hey, what you need to, I'm starting the coalition for faithful marriages and it's me, Tiger Woods. And then all the texts come out where he's like, banging Perkins waitresses and.
But I assume people, just because I kind of been in it a little bit, I assume people are like that anyway. So like it doesn't, like nothing surprised me. I assume I'm almost certain Tim Tebow has murdered somebody. I'm almost certain, like it's just like when you portray that much, like when you do it, and sure, he could be the most perfect human being that's ever lived. I don't give a shit either way. But like I just assume people got mad skeletons in the closet. That's just because I just know too much. I've seen too much. Like and so PR is like it's a part of the shtick. It's for brand deals. It's for what I'm saying, and it's just a show. So like I don't even care either way. But like the obsession of it, like ruined. Like it derailed his career to the point where it's like he was gonna be the greatest golfer of all time, and that shit derailed just because people were so interested in who he was sticking his dick in. Like that derailed his legacy for being one of the greatest athletes to ever walk the planet Earth, just because people were obsessed with who he was fucking. Like that's just weird to me.
I agree a little bit. I also think that the way that it blew up, I think his relationship with his family probably had a significant part in his career getting derailed, because it was his family that found out before everybody else did. And remember, his wife chased him down with a golf club and like broke shit out of his car. I think that he had a very tough time coming back from that, just on a personal level. But imagine he was able to handle all of that in the privacy of his own home. Sure, you're gonna have issues and fights with your domestic problems with your people. But like, imagine you don't have the entire world judging you and what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It changes your life. It absolutely changes your life. Yeah, it's made it so remarkable that LeBron James has remained faithful to one woman over the course of his career. It's pretty crazy to think. No, it is. Like
Cody's putting that in air quotes.
we
honestly, Tiger Woods needs to do better with the NDA legal work.
Sure. Right, that's where LeBron really keeps things tight.
Airtight. Yeah, he's got a great lawyer.
Yeah.
He's got somebody on retainer that's just in his bedroom at all times.
I mean, one of the great, now deleted Nick Wright tweets was from like way back when he was like at like a Cavs party or a LeBron birthday party, and he was just like, one thing about the king, he loves Asian women. And it's just like, what a wild thing to just tweet out.
Did you see his take from last week about LeBron?
I can only imagine. But
So
no, I didn't.
LeBron won the Razzie for Worst Actor for Space Jam. And Nick Wright said that was evidence that LeBron is the greatest player of all time because only would we care about someone winning that if it was LeBron, and like nobody else would that matter or something.
It's got to be tiring. Being in the, like, we're in the sports take business, but like not on that level. I think we have at least I like to think we have a little bit more understanding of what we're doing since we're coming at it from mostly a fan perspective. But truly having to go on TV, like even Orlovsky today said that the biggest concern in the NFL was the Patriots not having an offensive coordinator. I can't imagine that to be the case. That's the biggest. A coach is literally suing a team because they told him to lose games intentionally. The Browns starting quarterback, they do not know if he's going to be able to play. Like these are things that to me are more concerning than Josh McDaniels no longer being the signal caller in New England. To me.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I mean, although who is going to be?
Sound like you got some Dan O energy for. I mean, you know.
Well, no, it's just he was the most. Like people talk about the LeBron shit all the time. Like I've become so numb to it. Orlovsky's kind of new in the game, so when he's throwing takes out, like they don't taste the same as when Skip today. The thumbnail for First Take was Undisputed was him literally choking like this. Like LeBron didn't even play, and he's still giving it his all, wearing his shoes because he can't lose. Like that's something I'll always like just be like, yes, this is supposed to happen. When someone new enters the mix, like when Kendrick Perkins first started talking, people were like, what the fuck's going on here? Because it's just a new voice.
Yeah, Dan O is he's got some takes, and he always delivers them with such emotion that I always think he's in the middle of crying about something. So he will cry about Carson Wentz. I found myself in a deadly arrangement of Carson Wentz supporters this year. It's me, Dan Orlovsky, Emmanuel Acho, and Colin Coward.
No, I mean, that's the big four right there.
Just brilliant football minds, all four of us. So I think that when it comes to LeBron, everybody, like, it's funny to watch him do LeBron things and not live up to certain expectations. I do give him credit, though. I was joking about the whole infidelity thing. It's remarkable that a guy that was 17 years old, 16, I think, on the cover of Sports Illustrated, has gone on to have what you could make an argument to be the greatest basketball career of all time. Not saying that he is. I'm saying you can make the argument that he did that. And he hasn't really had too many scandals. Recently, the China stuff, when he was talking about Daryl Morey and he put his foot in his mouth like several times on that. That was an issue for him. But overall, he's been regarded as being like a pretty wholesome, like good person to root for, even though he is ridiculous and very corny at times. That's crazy to think that like somebody that was set up for that type of failure ended up not really failing.
He came into the league off of, I mean, something I still haven't recovered from, scarred. Those tissues will not heal. Remember when he had all those throwback jerseys? Ugh, disgraceful. He's driving an Escalade. Where did he get that money, PFT? These are the questions people don't ask.
Yeah. By the way, is it legal to just give a high school kid money? Should be, right? Like, there's no NCAA
Not if you
infraction.
wanted to play in the NCAA, but I don't know if you went straight to the NBA.
Yeah, you could declare yourself as being like a future professional as a sophomore in high school.
I guess you're still an amateur, though, so, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you violate your high school eligibility.
I mean, this was still technically before the NIL, but I know part of the reason
LaMelo, no high school rules for that.
Because I had a kid in my high school who he was playing on the high school team, and he was playing for the Red Bulls, but he maintained his amateurship by not taking any money. And then he just said, like his senior year, fuck it, I'm gonna get paid. He decided he wasn't going to college, so he didn't play for the high school team anymore and just got paid by the Red Bulls.
Do you guys know the Wilt Chamberlain story from when he was in high school?
No.
When he was 16, I can't remember the name he played under, but he was 16, already one of the best basketball players on the planet, obviously. So some semi-pro team paid him, out in Western Pennsylvania to come play while he was still in high school. So he did it under a different name, got paid so he could maintain his amateur status. So he didn't fuck up going to Kansas. And he was just giving these poor guys hell, like just very much averaging like 40 and 20 as a 16-year-old against other pros, getting paid, but couldn't do it under his own name because it was the past. People were stupid. They didn't have any way of checking that.
I love that. I think
Best.
Yeah, I don't know what the NCAA is going to do over the course of the next couple of years because it's obvious that they don't know how to
Go
regulate
away.
anything.
All just go away.
Yeah, I mean they kind of have to because they were asking Congress to help them out last week. Be like, figure out how we're supposed to enforce our arcane rules because we can't figure it out.
Well, and now it's state by state. Like some states, so now I don't know about before, but now there are several states where high school kids can earn NIL money because I know one of them is California, where the 5-star quarterback that committed to Tennessee who is possibly getting an $8 million contract, and I think like $100,000 of it was immediate, like right away.
I can't imagine being so upset about a kid making money. That shit is weird to me, though.
It is very strange.
I mean, it definitely changes coaching dynamics.
I don't think there's anybody really that's upset about that though.
No, but that's why coaches like, so for example, if you're let's say you're D3, like you're going D3, but still you're able to, in your time in high school, build up a brand that's probably bigger than the brand of the D3 school you're going to, like, and you're making more in NIL money than the D3 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna cause.
I don't think that's gonna happen,
dude. Trust me, as someone who's like,
it could, but I don't really see.
No, I want to hear what Billy. I want to hear Billy. Someone who's like, what?
All right, so
yeah.
So when Billy played in college, there was Billy was Billy football, and he had been on Part of My Take for a little bit, and so he gets on campus, and there were probably certain coaches that didn't like the fact that Billy came there and people knew who he was.
I'm not talking shit about anybody. Like all the coaches at the college I went to are honestly, I'm all good with them now, but it was definitely weird in the start because one, it was when like people were getting to know me for the first time personally, and by the time the 4 years was over, it was like definitely clean. Like I'm cool with all my coaches. We had a really I have nothing bad to say about any of them, but there was definitely weird tension that definitely could be exacerbate like dynamics on it.
Sure, but it's an ego problem for coaches like that exists regardless of the money situation.
Billy's just saying he would have cleaned up. He would have cleaned up in NIL.
No,
he would have been
that's
ready.
Like, okay, so
exactly
an example on any on every NBA team, on almost every NFL roster, well, just like 15, 20, 30 guys make way more money than the coach. Like, and you're still a certain amount of respect you have for the sport more than the coach itself, right? So it's like there's still a hierarchy, and we know how to. But there's players who talk shit, talk back to coaches, and there's always those one-offs. But I just don't see it as being an issue because of the money. You know what I mean? Like I never thought a coach in the NFL who attempted to yell at me, I was like, "Bitch, I make more money than you. Better stop." Like that was never crossed my mind one time, like not once.
But
that's a personality flaw, not just like you're.
but like in college, like the dynamics. I mean, I could imagine the dynamics of like you your time at Tennessee versus the NFL were way different between coaches and players.
Yeah, that's because they didn't understand. Well, I think in general, coaches have power issues, right?
100%.
And so, if anything, it'll help the coaching landscape out because it'll sit some of that ego the fuck down. Because the majority of cats that got into it with the coaches when I was at Tennessee was just like, we was just some some inner city kids with some rough upbringings that got into it with coaches because they used to just talk down to kids without understanding how to reach them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between like guidance and supervision rather than just flexing authority. And like, we knew that. Like, and so a lot of the spews that I got into was just like, you try to disrespect me, dog. And I'm not going for it. And like, it's just like ego shit. But like, if I'm making more money, that might make him more upset, but that might sit him down, or that might bring other people in the field. Like, for instance, like remember when Dabo Swinney was talking about if kids start making money, he gonna bow out. I doubt it because he's making so much, right? He's just giving lip service. But cool, get the fuck out. Like I can tell how you coach your team just by how you said that stupid shit.
Yeah,
like,
but some coaches, entirely based their whole coaching philosophy off of like, I am the boss, you are expendable.
We need to weed them motherfuckers out.
It's also I disagree entirely. It's going to do the opposite because now you have these companies essentially like the one that's involved with Tennessee who's giving money to all these kids. And if a coach is being an asshole to a kid that they've paid a lot of money to that is now going to want to transfer, they're going to put a stop to that real quick.
So the only thing I was saying, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's changed the dynamic.
Me and Big T get along way more than we don't.
On this, like you and I agree 1,000%.
No, but I agree. Like the dynamic is like coaches are going to get capped for that type of behavior before. But I'm just saying it's good. What I was arguing before was it's going to change the dynamic, which I think we're all agreeing on. I don't think we're arguing.
No, I think you implied it was going to be a negative.
Right. No.
I might have misinterpreted your.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much better for players because now the schools and the coaches have a financial incentive to keep them there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like if you're a coach that would have a problem with a kid that gets paid, then you probably won't find yourself coaching in NCAA football for much longer unless you figure out a way to adapt.
And you're sure as hell not going to get players that you want who are going to get paid elsewhere by people who want them there.
Yeah, I think the only people that are anti, besides those types of coaches, the only people that are against the kids getting paid would be people that just love their team's college football, love their college, and they're uncomfortable with change that might make it more difficult for them to keep the same players on campus for like 3 or 4 years and get to go see them play year over year, like in their uniform. But again, that's a them problem. That's not really.
I think basketball's changed that a lot too, though.
It has. I understand like wanting your team to be good and enjoying going to games and rooting for guys and like following their careers as they come up through your college. I get that. Like that's fun to do, but at the same time, like you should not be keeping people poor. You know, like if a kid can make money, then I don't think that at that point you got to say, well, you know what, I sure would love to see him play for my team every weekend, but at the same time, that's not really my business decision to take money.
It's also capped regardless. Like you at max are only going to get 4 years. Like that's a college problem, no matter if they're there 1 year or 4.
Yeah, that's true. Also, just remembered with Tiger Woods. Do you guys remember who's now? The ESPN bracket that they did back in like 2007. They did like a 32 team or a 64 or 32 person bracket of which athlete was the most now, which is maybe one of the all-time ESPN segments that they stretched out over the course of an entire summer when they had nothing to talk about. And it was painful. It was extremely painful to pay attention to. And I think he beat Kobe in the finals for who the most now athlete was.
Do you remember they did one like that called Titletown USA, and it went to Valdosta, Georgia, and people lost their shit?
I do remember that.
I remember I stopped at a Sonny's barbecue in Valdosta one time, and they had Titletown USA t-shirts, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying that.
Yeah.
What does that even? What does that even mean?
It was like I don't remember what the criteria were or anything, but it was just like the cities in America that are up for Titletown. And because of Valdosta State, which had won however many D2 titles in a row in Valdosta High School, they ended up winning. I think it was down to like them in Detroit, maybe. Like, yeah, and so Valdosta won, and people were like, "This is ridiculous."
I kind of respect.
It's a tiny town in the middle of nowhere that just has a powerhouse high school and D2 football program.
Yo, total gear switch, but you're a Red Sox fan, right? I was thinking about this the other day. What is the significance of Red Sox, like to the like mascot wise? Is there any like story behind it?
I believe it's just like that was the color stockings they wore, like for the original uniform. Like I don't think it's much deeper than that. Like there's the White Sox, there were the Black Sox.
Coley, isn't there a story that they used to wear white socks, but then one of the wives of the players was washing the socks and they accidentally got a red cardigan in there, so then all the socks turned red?
It's certainly possible. That sounds like a big 19 or 1890s type story.
Yeah. That's one I've heard.
It's one of those things where it's like
we don't have washing machines in 1890
or something like that.
It's such a dumb name. I don't even like care to look into it.
That's what it was, because I was like, it's such a bad name. Like, and there's another team with other socks. That's
But
just so bad. dog.
But it's so bad and so baseball that it's just and it's got an X. Like it's not even, you don't even spell socks correctly. Like everything about it's so bad that it's great. Like I'll always, it's great. Like the
That's one
hat
of
with the
those.
two pair, like the pair of socks on it, as opposed to the B, very strong. Our mascots are left field wall. It's not even the socks because you couldn't
Yeah.
do a humanized sock.
Which is fire. I went. This was like right after I think it was like 2015 or 16. I went up. My sister graduated from she got her master's and she was graduating from some school in Vermont. And so we took a family trip and we all went to. It's called Fenway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all went to Fenway and I got seats like right on the first baseline. And one of the ball boys recognized me and he's like, "Do you want to walk the field afterward?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And my stepdad's like a super like Chicago White Sox fan. Like he loves baseball. Like he'll do is to sit there and tell you strategy and shit while you're done. I'm like, I'm just trying to drink a beer, dog. But like afterwards, they let us walk the field. Now that was like one of the dopest sporting moments because I always, Fenway, like the big green monster, but like I'd never watched baseball. But it was a dope moment for me and the fam because we got to walk the field. That was dope.
Yeah, it's my favorite place, honestly. Like I just have so many core memories tied to that place.
Sounds like we're doing a Sox game and a live show in Boston, maybe.
Could be fun.
Yeah,
I'm down, but there's a lot of lip service over here, man. I'm trying to travel. Like we gotta set up some dates, man.
I know.
I
We
mean-
have a connection at a bar in Boston called Hurricanes.
We had a connection with the Thunder.
Yeah.
Right now
Coley will never be over that.
Right now I'm circling the second weekend of August on my calendar though for the Hobo convention in Britt, Iowa.
Hell yes.
We go to a Cubs minor league game out there.
So the only times they have canceled was World War I, World War II, and COVID. So as long as we just have to hold out, we got to hold out for another 6 months. And
This
we
is
should
the
make that.
12th and the 13th.
I believe so.
All right, so what we need to do is we just take that whole week, we make it Macrodosing on the road week. The Braves are at Fenway the 9th and 10th. And then we hit the road to Iowa for the Hobo
We should
convention.
jump a train. Is there a train that
Dude,
that
I
goes
would
there?
I would try to hitchhike trains to California.
Billy,
That'd be
you'd get
so
your
cool.
legs, You'd get your legs chopped.
It's dangerous, but someone has to do it.
Not you.
It's very true. It's very true. All right. Anything else we want?
Rationalization.
Anything else we want to get into today?
Oh, I want to apologize to corn farmers.
Okay, noted.
I'm just advocating for us to pay Mad Dog her dues for winning the tournament. Like nobody coming through.
Congratulations, Mad Dog.
Thank you so much.
Snap.
She won the bracket, so we have to buy Mad Dog alcohol. You are
Mhm.
21,
I am. I'm 22 actually.
22. So, what would you
Who
like?
came in last?
PFD.
I don't know.
Oh, I
think it
thought
was
Big T did.
PFT and myself were tied.
Well,
Ah,
I had a great first 2 rounds. Not to pat myself on the back. It was the 99th percentile, and then the tournament just blew up in my face.
You guys were both VFLs, right? You guys both had the Vols and the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was-
did have
to
Tennessee.
win.
That was dumb of me.
very dumb in retrospect. Yeah,
I ended up in the 96th percentile.
that's pretty good.
That makes me so angry. It's
Yeah.
just so stupid. And it happens every time. Like, no matter who you're in a group with, it's always the person who's like, I like the Peacocks. I thought that was fun, so I picked them to go to the Elite Eight.
I explained it on Tuesday's show. I picked like a blue-blooded bracket,
Mm-hmm.
and
Smart.
Kansas happened to I picked Kansas to win. I
Smart.
nailed
So, what do you want?
it. Crown Royal Apple is my drink of choice.
It's not a bad choice.
Mm-hmm.
You missed it on the show on Monday. We were talking about how Arian got denied or whatever when he tried to order it
Oh, yeah,
because
he tried
they've
to
never
drizzly
seen
it.
they've never seen him order Crown Apple. It's only wine, so they shut his card down.
Fraud protection got
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, fraud protection.
All right.
I
yeah,
need to pick up all the bottles after we send them.
I will order you your bottle today,
Okay, thank you
and
guys.
I hope you enjoy it. Don't drink it all in one place.
No,
Anything
No,
else?
that'll kill you.
yeah, I can't handle that.
Do we have
No,
voicemails or anything? We did those on Tuesday.
Did those Tuesday?
Okay.
Yeah, get on
you did
Achilles.
voicemails Tuesday and still couldn't crack 2 hours, Bill?
Okay, look. we had guys in the front end who had to get going, so we had to do the info first.
It was a info heavy episode.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Some people were complaining they felt like they were listening to a class.
Man, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck, but plastics is just like it's not juicy, fam.
So
we should have
the
pushed
opposite.
back on that. We should have thrown.
Oh,
some
so
other
why don't when I
ideas out
text
there.
the fucking group, why didn't someone say
whoa,
something
whoa,
when I'm on
whoa,
Saturday
whoa,
texting
whoa,
about stuff?
I said we
Whoa.
should have
Yeah,
thrown some
so,
other
like,
ideas out there.
It's like,
Whoa,
This was not an
player.
attack
Sorry.
on you.
Calm down,
My
player.
Sorry,
goodness.
sorry.
Calm down.
Sorry.
Calm down, player.
I'm passionate.
I said
turning
I
up right now.
needed Wild Bill this episode.
Sorry,
There
man.
it is.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well,
you right. I definitely ignored several texts on that group chat. I'm not gonna lie.
Never mind.
But when you suggested plastics, I looked at the text and I was like, oh hell no. But I was just doing something. I forgot to hit you back, and I was like shit. And then I'm listening. I'm like, plastic.
Anyway,
Chief also
We
had
had
a
a
lot
really-
of good background on it.
yeah, I think it was very informative. Chief had done a bit on plastics before.
I'm not
so
saying it wasn't informative. I'm just
he-
saying
it was interesting. The
plastic.
The real intellectually curious found it interesting. Sorry if the banter is what you come for, but we had some at the end. If you get through,
Sounds like there was no banter.
there
Sounds
was
like it
banter at the end.
sans banter.
We talked about fucking our clones.
You did, yeah.
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 yeah. So wait. I saw that clip, that meme go semi-viral. What is the conversation? Is like,
So
would you
basically,
fuck or kill
so
your
we were
clone?
talking.
Shit.
We had a would you rather regarding.
Not we.
We got one. We got one about would you
Oh.
rather fight someone with a bat, fight your own clone with a bat or a knife, and the clone gets whatever you don't choose. So then there was a similar type would you rather I've heard, which is would you rather have a fight to the death with your clone?
That's
and have
not
to
what you
murder
said.
them? This is the correct would you rather. Now that I've reviewed it, basically you'd have to murder your clone or have consensual sex with your clone.
What he said first was your exact clone of you is standing in front of you. Would you rather have sex with it or kill it? Which the obvious answer is kill it. And he's like, well, they fight back.
You've never actually killed anybody or anything in your life, so I really doubt you could bring yourself to kill your clone.
I've never had
Ooh,
sex with a
spicy.
man either. I'd rather keep that
So
clean
you're
as
so
well.
you're saying that like you like. So I mean, everyone looks at the question. They're like, "Oh, kill the clone." But like, like, have you ever killed a person,
Well,
looked
no,
them in the eye, and killed them with your bare hands?
my-
I don't think so.
My big question is like,
You sound like a
could the
psycho
clone-
right now.
Why-
To be fair to
I-
Billy, I have made myself come.
Why? Yeah, exactly. So like, the idea of masturbation is so out there that like you would kill
That's
someone with your
not-
bare hands.
It's not
That's
masturbation.
not masturbation, bro.
So could I, if I tried to kill my own clone, would my clone fight back? Is there a possibility
yes,
that I would die?
yes, that's the whole.
So
point.
it's
Knows all
like
your moves.
get into a fight to the death with your clone. One of
Exactly.
you dies, or have sex. Both of you go on to enjoy the rest of your life without. I mean, with the big exception of the memory that you'd always have of having sex with your clone.
And you guys just think it's so easy to just kill someone who looks exactly like you standing in front of you with your bare ass
If
hands.
I'm in a room and those are my options, probably the easiest choice I've ever made as a human.
Yeah, I think I could
I-
kill myself.
I don't
I'm
think
a,
you
I'm
guys
a
could
pussy.
kill-
I would beat the shit out of myself.
You guys couldn't kill yourself. It would
So
be
are
hard.
you saying you would fuck yourself?
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying I would have to kill myself, but I'm just saying it's not
It would
as
be hard.
You
easy.
just spent minutes railing
But it's
against
not
the
as
idea. Do you
easy
think
as a
you could look
question.
them in the eye and kill him, Billy?
Look, I mean,
yeah, war mode.
I'm a different breed, huh?
Yeah, I'm built different.
I just know one of me would walk out there,
This is
out
a,
of there.
This is a
That
phenomenal
is
segue.
a fact.
This is a phenomenal segue to next week's episode. We're doing a survival episode. We're going to have two guests coming on from USA's Mud, Sweat, and Beards. They're coming on. It's going to be a good show.
Talk survival.
Yeah, Donnie, Dustin, Ray Livingston.
We're talking survival in like various climates.
Yeah, so what they do is they visit extreme and remote locations to test their wit and wilderness ingenuity.
Okay.
They wait.
What do you think?
Not a chance.
Nope. Time out.
They're not white.
One is, one isn't.
What's the other one?
What's the isn't?
One's white, one's black.
Okay.
Look at that. Okay.
All right, I'm excited.
Donnie,
about that.
Dustin, Ray Livingston coming on the show next week.
Is it like Naked and Afraid?
Not exactly
Clothed
sure. I'm
and
gonna watch
somewhat
it.
worried.
It's like Naked and Afraid, but they got clothes on.
I'm gonna send you guys the link to the trailer for the show, and then they're gonna come on next week.
I love it. Let's do it. All right.
I used to. Oh shit! You was about to wrap up.
No, it's all good.
I mean, it's not a banger to end the show. It was just to continuing on, and now it's just awkward. So.
Well, I mean, we would be remiss. This couldn't have been covered on Tuesday. It can today. Arian, rest in peace to the Lakers. Their season's officially over. Hate to see it.
Yeah, I'm still not able to talk about it, actually.
No?
Nah. And so I just ask for respect at this time. I appreciate you.
You won't be getting it here. Fuck the Lakers.
Yo, I took an issue with something you tweeted. You said Laker fans and Duke fans are synonymous. You got to explain.
Oh, no, that's absolutely true.
Hell,
They're the same people.
Listen, Arian, they like the Cowboys and the Yankees.
They're getting ready for Yankees opening day.
That makes sense. Cowboys, Yankees make sense. Duke and the Lake, I don't get that.
I think because Arian's from the West Coast, tech kind of Western, more of the United States, he comes across more real Lakers fans, where all the Lakers fans we've encountered.
That's not
East
true,
Coast
actually.
Lakers
That's
fans.
the opposite. You would think that, but that's not true.
What do you mean that there's more? There's obviously more Laker fans on the West Coast.
No, there are more people on the East Coast. The Lakers, but they're not like, I hate to say it, there's not that many in LA. Just aren't.
I don't know about that.
What?
I think that was probably
the
the
Lakers
worst.
have more fans outside their city than in. That's just facts.
Well, I mean, you're talking about numbers, right? But let's talk about like proportionately. You feel me?
Yeah,
that's the hub. That's LA.
I don't know if they're Duke fans though, because like the Lakers when they became the Lakers, when they became like the must-watch event, it was a completely different style of basketball than from what Duke was playing.
Like Duke is like Grant Hill. You feel me? Like that's the era I'm talking about. Like the Grant Hill with the cardigan sweater type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you like the Lakers, it's like Showtime or it's Kobe. It's flat. It's more flashy. Like Duke is not that. Like
Kobe loves Duke or love.
He loved Coach K.
You're not wrong about
coach
that. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. But that doesn't mean that's not what I'm talking about. The style of play and the style of fan that likes both programs. Sure, you're gonna have some one-offs, but I would not say like Cowboys and Yankees. That makes I understand what you're doing with the Duke and the.
They're all similar. Like I get what you're saying with style of play. That I mean, right now I would much rather prefer Duke. They at least make the postseason.
That shit's crazy. Can you mute him, Avery?
I mean,
but like it's the same
timeout.
It's the same type of like front runner mentality where it's like, oh, I can only root for the team with the history. Like, yeah, your style of play argument, I understand. However,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what, of course, you're gonna have people that just root for people because they winning, right? You know what I'm saying? But like, I was with this, during the Smush Parker days, so it's like,
let's not act like he was the only one on the team.
I'm just saying. I was there for those days.
Serious question. Do you count the 2020 title in air quotes?
Of course.
Oh, brother.
What is you talking about?
Brother.
Was that listen, this is why. It's because I played a professional sport. And this was told to me by Gary Kubiak. Like, he was brilliant at this. It doesn't matter what's happening outside. It doesn't matter what rule changes there are. None of that shit matters. We have to adapt and we have to win. And it's our job to adapt to those rules because everybody's following the same rules. Every team had the same opportunity to win that shit. They did.
Not true.
How is this
the Suns went undefeated in the bubble, didn't even make the playoffs.
What?
They won all 8 games they played in the bubble, and then they were still denied entrance to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. But what was their record overall?
For sure, yeah, I get it. I don't feel bad for the Suns. However, you just said everyone in that circumstance had the same shot. They did not.
They did because the record overall, like, it didn't start in the bubble, right?
I get that, but they shouldn't have been allowed in the bubble then if they truly had no shot.
Irrelevant. They didn't do what they needed to do to make the postseason. Everybody had the same opportunity, whether it was previous to the bubble or in the bubble. It was a season that everybody agreed we're going to start the season. A big worldwide event.
That's not true. There was a wildcat strike that LeBron James, noted strike buster, busted and forced them all to play. That actually happened.
Touche. But the season went on. And when the season goes on, we are locked in and we have to do what we got to do to win. And the Lakers did it that year. It just shows LeBron's leadership. It
They've been
LeBron's
calling
leadership.
him LeMickey. They should be calling him LeBezos, the way he's busted that worker strike.
Union busting.
I mean, my biggest point, Arian, like the other 3 years LeBron has been there, they missed the playoffs. They were eliminated in the first round, and then they missed the playoffs. Those were 3 real basketball seasons. That, to me, is more shows what kind of team that they actually are, as opposed to them winning like the Orlando Invitational AAU tournament.
Sure, they were not a very good team, but they were the best team in the league at that moment because they did what they had to do to win. And you're not going to sit here and talk to me about a 37-year-old man is averaging 30 against the best basketball players in the world that he's not one of the. Stop it.
LeBron's great. I have no qualms with him as an individual player. My beef firmly lies with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean,
but you can't slowly started to do a LeBron attack, and I just had to push back a little bit.
Sure,
because
I mean, he is.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan. So when he came to the Lakers, I was like, hell yeah. But it hasn't. Of course, it hasn't.
I could
panned
see that.
out.
Yeah,
hasn't panned out. Like, but I'm taking this.
This is something you need to blog about.
Yeah, defend your king.
Please do it.
It would be defending the Lakers.
We need like a Nick Wright type guy at this company. We need somebody that's. I tried to do it, Aaron. I tried to become a LeBron stan just to provide that counterbalance here because everybody hates him. I couldn't make myself do it. There was just the evidence kept mounting up over and over again of just ridiculous stuff that he was doing, and I just couldn't defend it. I couldn't even tweet. Listen, you're talking the number 1 Carson Wentz supporter in the world. I couldn't convince myself.
Are you trying to tell me LeBron's more corny than Carson Wentz?
I think that.
Yeah.
I think it might be possible. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe I'm a little bit.
Do
insane.
you remember the Taco Tuesday era we went through?
I do.
Still in it, by the way.
The real pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah. I remember that.
Didn't he he tried to trademark it, didn't he?
I believe he did. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Hang on, let me look that up.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay, that's hard to defend, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's great at basketball.
Agreed.
Undeniably.
You know what I mean?
Agreed. You remember when he sat at the very end of his bench and was just like staring at all
in the big chair?
Yeah, in the big chair and just looking at all his teammates like, I am going to trade the fuck out of you.
This is funny. LeBron James did try to trademark Taco Tuesday, and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office told him he couldn't do it because that was commonly used in everyday speech. So they told him to go fuck himself.
You remember when LeBron on his birthday put up Instagram stories and it was just everybody wishing a happy birthday? And it was literally like 200 stories that he had reposted just to people like tweeting or sending the king crown emoji to him. That was great.
Remember when he was about to pass whatever
200?
scoring mark it was and he posted an Instagram to himself from his former self?
Congratulating his former self on becoming his future self. Yeah.
Yes. And then made that into a commercial.
Yeah.
That's fire as fuck. What do you?
I don't
I'm
hate
pushing
the
back
laugh.
on that one. Like, what you mean? That was some of the greatest shit in the world. Imagine Lil Big T writing to Big T about like, yo, you living out your dream. That's fucking fire, bro.
Big T.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Dear future Big T, I'm proud of everything that you've accomplished. I just wish that you wouldn't deny your roots as a Georgia football fan. Please come home. We miss
Please
you.
come home. And then you just fucking Casey Anthony.
What? What does that
You
even
gonna
mean?
You gonna kill Lil Big T?
He travels back in time to kill baby Big
No,
T.
only if it was my clone in Billy's scenario.
All right, Billy, would you rather kill an infant version of yourself or have sex with a 100-year-old version of yourself?
Punt that
That's a better
baby.
question.
You wouldn't fuck the old Bill?
Oh my god! 'Cause I don't know that Bill.
He's probably been through some shit.
Yeah.
He might be in incredible shape. If you live to be 100, you might be the strongest man alive.
True.
No way Billy makes it to 100.
Not a chance.
You wanna make a bet?
Yeah, I mean I'll be dead, but for
Yeah,
sure.
he won't be able to pay that off.
When
for
I
sure.
die, I'll come and collect.
All right, yeah, Arian, if you're
I'll write it in my will. What do you want to bet?
if you're still alive and Billy makes it to 100, you have
I'm
to-
not making it 100. So I'm not.
I'm just saying,
I'm making 100.
if it happens, you're buying him a car.
I can't. I'll probably not be able
Deal.
to drive.
Arian's
definitely won't be able to drive.
grandchildren having to find a 100-year-old William Cotter is the funniest thing I can
That's
possibly
hilarious.
imagine.
That's a movie.
They're like, we owe this 100-year-old $40,000.
He's somewhere out there. God, where the hell would
Well,
I
you
be?
can't get a car for 40 grand in
You'd
Biden's
still
economy.
be
in
on
a few decades.
TikTok. You'd still be on TikTok somehow.
Dude,
There's one last thing I wanted to cover. Actually, just remember the tweet edit button. We're gonna be editing our tweets now.
Oh, yeah,
Twitter's working.
No,
on it.
they didn't do that. They did that.
They're working on it. They
I
can
hate
fix
that.
actually.
Must.
That's, Elon Musk fucked it. You see, he already fucking shit up. That's dumb. Because what's gonna happen is like, you know how people have like threads of people arguing, which is why people are on Twitter. Like people are gonna go back and like change shit,
Yeah.
and now you know what I'm saying. Like that's just dumb.
should give you 30 seconds from the time a tweet is posted to edit it.
It at least has to say that it's been edited.
Or
then
like
it's
an
fine.
edit history, like you can
Yeah.
on like Google Docs. or
So
something.
I really.
I like the edit history.
I
It has an edit history. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
I hate the reason I hate this is because I shoot from the hip with my tweets and I have big thumbs, so it caused a lot of typos. So now I'm gonna have to start editing my tweets because I can't just be like, oh, like my diddly thumbs just typed weird things.
And
Yeah,
Billy's
PFT's
What are you
brand is
fucking
up for-
Ned Flanders? Your diddly thumbs.
Dude, I got showed thumbs. I don't try to get them not in pictures because they're not the best looking
diddly
thumbs.
and Billy's all edited out too.
Dude, I wish you guys saw me in my academic prime. I was a killer.
I think I did. I think I
was
did see
getting
it.
so many A minuses.
Very similar.
I
to
did.
that.
I got so many A minuses.
All right,
Like,
so
all I can picture is people are gonna post like, "Oh, look at this puppy," and it's gonna get 100,000 retweets, and then they're gonna edit it, and it's gonna be a picture of like Hitler fucking Mother Teresa, and it's like, why did 100,000 people edit this or retweet this? Like that's
and it'll
what's
show
going
up
to
on like other people's timelines as, oh, this person just retweeted the Johnny Sins soldier meme thing, and then people will be like, no, when I retweeted it was just like, I'm going to donate $50,000 to somebody who retweets this and follows me.
Right.
There, it's going to be rife for exploitation. I just got to figure out how to exploit it properly.
Do you super follow anybody?
I don't know what that is. What's a super follow?
It's like so. I mean, think about like Patreon for Twitter. It's like if people who are content creators on Twitter, like you can just kind of donate to them. So it's like a Patreon. So when you super follow somebody, you like subscribe to them for like $5 or whatever.
I've seen like certain people's bios have a button on there that I'm not totally familiar. I'm scared to click it because I don't know what it means.
This is super follow.
That's a super follow. Okay, and it
you
makes
can
you have
post-
to pay.
you could post things that only go to the super followers, I believe. Like so it wouldn't hit your
see.
normal timeline.
it's just like anything else. It's like the people subscribing to
if
you.
you got
That's what it is.
1% of your followers to give you $1 a month,
Yeah.
you'd be making an extra $9,500 a month.
Oh shit. Seems pretty. That's nice. I don't want to do that though. I feel like it's asking for trouble, because then that 1% of people that pay you, like you're getting $1 from them, and then if they are a fan of teams that you're not a fan of, and I'm like roasting, I don't know, the Cowboys, and now all of my Cowboys super followers are like, what the fuck, man? Like you fell off. Then they get to complain, and then I owe them something because they're my customers. That to me seems like a big pain in the ass. Not worth it.
You might sell your account again.
Might have to sell it back to True Ballins. Yeah.
That's not worth $100,000 a year to you?
No, I don't want to deal with people like being.
Yeah, you're too rich.
That
You're-
means
you're-
you got money.
you're too rich.
Money.
Those people are already giving you those problems. Like those
That
aren't new
means you
people.
got money.
you're way too rich.
Those aren't new problems.
I mean, think about it though.
PFT in a building.
I'm thinking about it.
Ooh,
Why don't you guys do it then? Why don't you
I
guys
don't have
start?
900,000
Because if
followers.
I got
do.
1% of my followers to give me $1 a month, I'd make $40. So it's not worth it for me.
Listen, that's still $40, Big D. That's passive income.
It's true. It's more profitable than Billy's sheet.
I'd be too, like, if I had PFT's audience, I wouldn't give a shit. I would do it. I would feel embarrassed to like put that in my
Yeah, I
profile.
agree. I agree with that.
No, I'll be embarrassed. Like, what
It's
if
just
what
like-
if all your followers fuck with you? Scare you $1 a month.
I know they do not.
I also know they do not.
Also, it
Yeah.
sounds like a nightmare during tax season.
Yeah,
no
dude,
shit.
I'm dealing with that right now.
Fucking
Bro.
dweeb. Shut up. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Talking about taxes on a super follow from Twitter, man. Kill that.
Well, Billy's dealing with
Dude,
it right
I'm
now.
dealing.
Can I vent about New York State taxes while we're on
Go off.
taxes? I did my taxes the other day. Got my federal refund, $2,300. Awesome.
Nice.
Whoa.
Oh, New York State 21.
That's tough.
These people are out of control.
That's very
State
tough.
income
Wait,
tax shouldn't
what?
exist.
Wait.
No income tax should exist, but
So you had to pay extra after.
Taxation is theft, huh, Big T?
yeah, facts. Well, no, I got $200, but that was instead of $2,300.
Why didn't you? But didn't New York already take out from your W-2?
Yeah.
And then they asked for more.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Place is hell on earth.
Dude, I fucked around.
All for the privilege of living in a 100 square foot rat infested apartment.
Bro, Big T.
Thank
just,
you, Bill De Blasio,
Bro.
and who's the new guy, Eric Adams.
Bro, just
Eric
live in Jersey. It's so much better.
They have state taxes there too, though.
I know, but like just as a place, it's better. There's more bars per capita in Hoboken.
That's
than there
Billy's
are.
barometer of,
Mhm.
of how good a
And
place
it's also
is.
nice.
The bars per capita.
You know that thing about New York? I'm always complaining about the lacking of bars.
And just like the food's great. It's like, dude, I got this sick.
Billy, it's
Cuban
the same
skirt.
food. It's a quarter mile away.
Right.
Certainly worse.
Dude, the food is better because me and Ben Mintz went out to get Cuban skirt steak, and it was literally $20 for like a sick steak with rice and beans.
That sounds pretty good. But
was-
I'm sure you can also find a
Yeah,
Cuban
for
restaurant.
50,
Well,
for
yeah,
50.
maybe in like Midtown Manhattan, but go out to like Queens or Brooklyn. I'm sure that they've got some good Cuban places.
Bro, the Korean barbecue place you took me when I was there, when we all met up.
Yeah.
So I've had Korean barbecue, and I've been searching for that.
K-Town, bro.
That
K-Town's
was some of
sick.
that was some of the best shit I've had, and I haven't yet to duplicate
That was good.
That was
Dude,
delicious. man.
K-Town is one of the GOAT neighborhoods in Manhattan.
What was that place called? So in case I come back, I'm going
Just-
to write it down.
I've been to like 3 different restaurants up in Koreatown, and they're all good. They're all like that. So if you just
No,
go
fam, what's the one we went to?
I don't
I
remember.
got it. I remember it had
Oh, shit.
I know exactly the one it is.
Oh, it's in our thread though. It should be in our thread. Or no?
It was the
Wait.
one. It was the one that I found after the first one didn't work out.
Yes, you found it, Billy.
It was Antoya.
Yeah, Antoya.
Gotcha.
Antoya Korean barbecue.
No, that was the one we first went to.
Was it?
Because then I
No.
found the one across. It was I got it. This is bad podcasting.
Awful.
I'm apologizing to the corn farmers because Big Corn isn't a corporate entity. It has to do with the Department of Agriculture, supplementing corn farmers' income, and
It's
it's
subsidies.
it's subsidies. It's not the farmers' fault. They're just making a living.
I'm really interested now to hear what Billy said about Big Corn.
yeah.
No,
what-
basically we're
what's your
shitting
gripe?
on Big Corn. We were like, oh, like Big Corn's happening because they're trying to,
Corn's wonderful. I'm happy that people grow corn, but yeah, there are subsidies for it.
Oh yeah, it is
Oh,
Antoya.
yeah, it
It is
is.
Antoya.
Mhm.
The first one we went to was
John Grow.
Chongro. Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it for nanodosing. We will see you guys next week. And again, next week we're going to have survival experts Donnie Dust and Ray Livingston on. That'll be interesting. So if there's anything you want us to talk about with them, let us know. Hit us up. And we'll see you guys then.
No more taxes.
Love you guys.